were waiting, we developed a technology that can be able to make sure that we um, reduce the amount of death that happens in a nation due to what we know as stolen votes and things like that. Number two, reduce the amount of money that we use. Actually, I told you in 2022, per voter, it costed the government 2,000 shillings to make one voter to vote. We came up with a system that only cost 36 bob. You just imagine that. 2,000 shillings to 36 bob. I sat down with Mr. Erastus, together with the commissioners, the whole team, you can imagine, called me there, we presented our technology. Of course, the other part of it would have been to now present it before the parliament, so that the parliament can be able to give us a hearing. We are still waiting for that day. Again, I come back to Article 1 of the Constitution, all sovereign power belongs to the people, and the next article says, and the people are free to either manifest this power directly or through a democratic way of doing it. So we are hoping that they will call us again, so that we can be able to reduce the amount of money we use, so that we can be able to stop the debt, so that we can be able to reduce the time that it takes for us to know who are the current leaders and such kind of things.
Okay. So for people who don't know about the blockchain technology, can you explain it maybe in like a minute? Like summarize what it entails and what it's all about, and also explain to them that the real time results that they get from the technology.
Right. So again, before we go to the technology, Article 81 and Article 83 of the Constitution, we are not just doing things because we are young. We have read the Constitution of Kenya. We know the openings that we have, or rather the different opportunities that we have in order for us to be able to express such kind of realities. It's one thing for someone to just say, I want to do this. It's another thing for that thing to be found in the Constitution of Kenya. Constitution-wise, Article 81, Article 83 allows us to reason the way we are reasoning in terms of using technology to create opportunities and rather systems that can be able to create, a very solidified point of view in the nation. So we came up with a blockchain system. Long story short, as I shared with you before, this system is able to guarantee voter turnout. Why? Because number one, you can actually use your phone. Before you go to young people, before you go to speaking about internet and all those things, before we build these systems, of course, definitely we have asked ourselves these questions about internet. Safaricom is not the only way to provide internet. There are things you call satellite. There are so many ways for you to be able to get internet without a nation being able to interfere with that. So we have this technology. When you talk about voter turnout, let's assume America has approximately 3 million votes. Approximately, I'm just giving an example, 2 million, 4 million, 3 million votes. And let's say the tallying station, because America is as big as Africa, or less, a little bit lesser, or however, and the polling station is in Kenya, and then that's like New York, and then you are in South Africa. What is the chance that people will travel from South Africa to come all the way to Kenya to vote? So what does this technology do? It increases voter turnout. Why? Because from the comfort of your home, you are able to cast your vote just like you're able to do M-Pesa, you're able to do ABCD. Before, young people, you shout and say, oh, it will be stolen. Don't just say things you don't know. Sometimes it's wisdom to take time to understand what is on stake. Because that's the same thing they said when we started Safaricom. Number two, before you say which nation has used it, which nation had used mobile money before Safaricom, in terms of where did we learn it? Africa, or rather Kenya. The mobile money transfer in Kenya is the biggest globally. So if we can create a global mobile money transfer, what is the big issue with creating a national blockchain system of voting? One. Two, it is able to secure things like debts. Why? Because a lot of people fight because of votes being stolen. This system is able to guarantee that the vote cannot be stolen. And I want to repeat it again, cannot be stolen. So what do you mean? Very simple and clear. Let's assume that you have casted your vote for a specific individual, governor, member of parliament, whichever individual you are thinking of. That information is transferred real time. Forget about Form 34 years, Form 34, all that. It's transferred real time. Two, you are able to see your vote. You casted your vote, you are able to go online and check, my name is so and so, I casted my vote. But in order to protect privacy, the people will be able to see 300,000 votes came from this ward. but you are able to check with your ID and see my name is here and my vote counted. Of course, the third thing we have spoken about is reducing the amount of money. You can imagine from 2,000 shillings to approximately 36 bob. In other words, however you're going to look at it from that point of view, at the end of the day, what we are offering Kenyans, it's the cheapest way out, the most secure way out, and the best way out to make sure that people don't die simply because there is voter, things like that. Number 4, there is nothing like spoiled vote. You know the way you have Form 34s and then you have this, someone went to tick this, the vote was spoiled. There is nothing like a spoiled vote. Because by the time you're coming there, you look, it's very simple. This is the person I want, you click it. There is nothing like a spoiled vote. Number 5, I would like to say this. Someone is saying, oh, what about the elders, people that don't know? It's very simple. We are developing, and I think you need to show that in one of these videos, the AI system we developed that can be able to talk to you in your mother tongue. Can you imagine? It's incorporated in that system that you can be able to talk to you and say, you are an elder, you speak in whichever language you can imagine. We're encrypting all those codes inside that system so that even to the unlearned, or rather to those that did not have the opportunity to expand beyond their languages, whichever language that they use to communicate, we have already factored in all that in that system. Lastly, which is among many other things, you can imagine how long it takes for you to know a president. How long does it take us? 3-4 days? So there's a lot of tension in the country. Now with this system, if they open the system at 6 a.m., 6 a.m. is the time we are coming in to vote. So before 6, no one can cast a vote. If you open the system at 6 and then you put that the system will automatically shut at 6 p.m. After 6 p.m., immediately it's 6 p.m. sharp, same millisecond, all the results are on ground. Everyone is able to know who voted. Reducing the tension in the country, reducing the amount of time businesses are closing in order for, ABCD, reducing, so many things are going to be reduced. We are appealing, once again, I do not support the fact that we have been given 30 days. That is not anywhere in our constitution, that is not anywhere within our system. We will insist that the government and all those people involved follow the right way, which is approximately 9 months to the election. That's what I know.
When it comes to security, how do we ensure that we won't have ghost voters, which are called, mostly politicians say, strongholds? So you find a place has maybe 3 million voters, but the real voters are maybe 1 million, and then the others are ghost voters. So will the system ensure that we won't have as many ghost voters as we've had in previous elections?
The system will ensure not even as many. The system will ensure there are no ghost workers. Why? Because you will need to reapply. Just like when you're going to, when you're joining a party, there is what they tell you, send this to *597, like that. Then you can see the process. Process begins by you putting your ID, putting your information. The system is able to tell this person is not alive. Of course, when you're going to, by the time you're coming to do things like burials, you know that there are things called death certificates, right? So the system is able to fish out any fishy deal because everyone will need to reapply back so that you put your ID, put your information, where are you coming from. It has a very, very critical criteria of registering. So yes, we are saying this, that there will be no ghost voters. There is nothing like you bringing 3 million people to register there. We have secured the system and we are appealing again. It is wisdom to look at this thing rather than just saying it doesn't work.
All right.